Yo, it seems like we're always talking about the most controversial parts of Angelina's life, like the problems she had with her dad, the weight loss, the rumors about her kids, and of course, let's not forget about her allegedly being a homewrecker after her relationship with Brad Pitt was revealed, a dream that then turned into a nightmare for her. But there's one part that we rarely talk about, and that's her most controversial romance. No, not Jenny Shimizu, but the other controversial relationship. Yeah, we're talking about Mr. Billy Bob Thornton. There is so much they have hidden from us. And since we always find the secrets, we are here to share it with you and spill the tea. Are you ready for this? Cause this thing is about to get bloody. Let's get to it. Angelina Jolie married Billy Bob Thornton on May 5th of 2000 in Las Vegas after only a 2-month relationship. This combo of youth, love, and passion results in this. Guess it was one of those what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of situation. But not everything is as simple as it seems. This is not your typical romantic story of two people who fall in love and get married. At first, Billy was engaged to Laura Dern, Renata in Little Big Lies, who was going to be his 5th wife. Didn't I tell you this guy has many stories? I asked the ladies at the office, but I still cannot understand about what makes him attractive to have 5 wives, one of which was the most beautiful lady on earth, Angelina. What do you think is that makes him so attractive for the ladies? The story, according to Laura Dern, is that she learned that her partner had gotten married to someone else from the newspapers. Can you imagine that person you love, trust, and respect not only leaves you for someone else, but you also find out about his marriage on the news even though he had promised to marry you? I can't even imagine being in his or even her shoes. And according to Laura, she left home to go to a movie shoot, and while she was away, her fiancé got married and she never heard from him again. Like a sudden death, since there was literally no clarity or closure for any of them. Doesn't seem like Billy needed one though. Just like that, this takes ghosting to the next level. Not something to be proud of, Billy. Think about it. On the other hand, Angelina apparently was also dating the actor Timothy Hutton. But it is Angie we're talking about, so this relationship was no big deal. They say relationships leave marks on the soul, but in Billy and Angelina's case, it actually left a mark on their necks since they both carried small infamous necklaces. Lovers with vampire vibe right here, people. Watch out. Also, don't try this at home. Billy explained that the necklaces were the result of poking their fingers with a pen and smearing a little blood so when they were away from each other, they could wear the necklace. But even all of that bloody vampire life romanticism couldn't save this marriage, which ended in 2002, although they proceeded with the divorce papers a year later. But what happened to the love they had for one another? Well, apparently, according to Billy, they had very different lifestyles. Angelina liked to always be surrounded by people, attend events. She just loved the spotlight and attention, while Billy, on the other hand, considers himself agoraphobic. For those who are not very familiar with phobias, it's an anxiety disorder that generates panic and makes people feel unable to escape from the situation or get help. This can happen in places like open spaces, public transit, shopping centers, and many more. I know what you're thinking. All of these years in Hollywood and he still hasn't gotten used to it? Well, apparently not. He still felt uncomfortable being among the important and rich people. Probably that is why he thought he was not a good husband for Jolie. Now, 3 months before their separation, the couple announced that they were going to adopt a child in Cambodia. So that way, Maddox would have had Billy as his father. But later we found out that Jolie decided to adopt Maddox for herself. But what happened to the supportive partner behavior, Billy? Do you think it would be better if he were the dad? Don't answer that now, cause I got a lot more to tell you. Remember when I told you that Billy had been married 5 times, with Jolie included? Well, from his first marriage to Melissa Lee Gatlin, which lasted only 2 years, he had a small child called Amanda Brumfield, who is 40 years old now. Oh, and by the way, she's behind bars. Wanna know what happened to this one? Well, it turns out that Amanda, Billy's daughter, allegedly took the life of her own goddaughter Olivia. And even though she declared to be innocent and called it an accident, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison. And that's not the end. Billy himself admitted that he was not very close to her when she was little. I mean, he and Melissa Gatlin separated in 1980. and without a doubt, that should have greatly affected Amanda as a child of a famous person who had left her stranded. Even in an interview with Inside Edition in 2001, Amanda said that she loved her dad Billy and had nothing against him, she just wished he was around more. That is sad, man. But you guys gotta know that Amanda was not Billy's only daughter. There was also William. In 2008, Billy was allegedly interrogated by the police for having a relationship with a woman much older than him when he wasn't even 18. And according to TMZ, the person who snitched on him was one of the woman's ex-boyfriends. Could that be jealousy, or was he really worried about Billy? There's also another child, Harry, who along with William is the result of his fourth marriage, Pietra Don Cherniak. Oh, and there's also Bella, the fruit of his sixth and last marriage. Do you think we're done? I say you guys go grab a snack or something, cause we haven't even reached the cherry on top of the cake yet. So first, let me give you a little context so you understand where this man comes from and that the way I'm describing him is not an exaggeration. Billy Bob Thornton was born on August 4th in 1955 in Hot Springs, Arkansas. His mother, Virginia Roberta, was a self-proclaimed psychic, and his father, William Raymond, was a high school teacher and a basketball coach. Billy is the older brother of the deceased James Donald and John David, who is younger than him. Billy began his artistic career as a musician. Even I didn't know this man is a rock star as well as an excellent actor. He started playing the drums and singing in a band called the Boxmasters with his lifelong friend Tom Epperson. And in 1981, they moved to Los Angeles to pursue his dream of being an actor and a writer. But along the way, he never abandoned his passion for music and constantly worked singer and drummer. He and his writing partner Epperson tried to sell their scripts, but they were unsuccessful. It was not easy to get where he got because he even neglected his health when he was diagnosed with myocarditis. Finally, in 1992, Billy, who always looked for opportunities, starred in One False Move, a film wrote with Tom, his dear friend. And as they say, if you want something so bad, you get it. That's how Billy and Tom finally got Hollywood's attention. In 1996, the movie Sling Blade was a breakthrough he was looking for. Billy not only starred in the movie, but he also wrote the script and even won an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. And he was nominated for Best Actor at the Oscars and the Screen Actors Guild. Hard work pays off for sure. The scene he shared with Heath Ledger in the movie Monsters Ball is an excellent testimony for his professionalism and talent. In an interview the actor had on People TV program called Couch Surfing, he confessed that he was hitting Heath Ledger for real, and the truth was that Ledger himself asked him to do it. Billy told him that he had spent more time in the acting industry and that when he was younger, he also asked people to hit him for real, and he knows that it hurts. But Ledger insisted that he really needed to be beaten to get more into the role. Billy said he agreed, and then, since he accepted, he hit him very hard. I don't think I will ever be able to go this far, but it was Heath Ledger. He has always had an intense technique when it came to getting into character, and a great example that is his performance as the iconic Joker. But back to Thornton. For Billy, acting is like playing. It's really going out to the park with the other boys and having fun. He needs that, and writing satisfies that part of him that he likes to sit in a room and dream. He's like a child, but only a 64-year-old one. Since 2016, he's been acting in the Amazon series called Goliath, where he plays the role of a lawyer. Interestingly enough, this character he's playing has a lot of the real-life Billy in it, and according to Billy himself, his character shames the same bad habits with his on-TV character. Remember when I told you that Billy had 5 marriages with their respective divorces? When he was asked about them, he said, "I've been married 5 times, and people think that's something bizarre. Yet, I've got buddies who refuse to get married and have sex with 15 people a week. I'm like, which is better? At least I'm trying." After 17 years of being separated, Billy and Angelina are still on good terms. They are still good friends, and they have been for many years now. Although they still live in different cities, they don't see each other that much. However, they will always support each other unconditionally. No judgments. So share this video with those who say exes can't be friends. By the way, do you think there's a chance for them to get back together? Or has Billy already found his better half? What do you think of the life of Billy Bob Thornton? Did you know that he is as controversial as his ex-wife Angelina, or even more? Let's talk about that in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with Curious Sips. Until next time.